Ahoy, morning breathers, and welcome to Tuesday's edition. Tuesday. I say it like
Taco
Wisconsinite,
Tuesday.
don't I?
Tuesday.
What's our Tuesday land? Tuesday's edition of The Morning Breath. A little show that we like to say, what do we like to say about it? What's our little tagline?
Wake up, laugh, go to work.
Yeah. How come that's not on?
I don't think I put that on there. It's the first time you've noticed in 286 episodes that it's not on there, but I'm pretty sure it's never been on there.
Well, today I want to be different.
Wake up, laugh, go to work.
Wake up, laugh, and go to work or school.
Or
or
go
whatever.
wherever you go.
If you're retired, go do what retired people
Yeah.
do.
Just wake up and laugh.
Just wake up.
Enjoy your
Just
coffee.
wake up, enjoy your coffee.
Enjoy your coffee or tea with us.
Yeah. We're going to chit-chat a little bit this morning.
Yeah, we're going to spill some tea.
So happy. Yeah. Hell yeah, we are. Dang Skippy.
Dang, Skippy.
Dang Skippy. We got Boss Man Matt in the house.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you, Boss Man Matt. We have
Rachel.
Rachel.
well, no, I was going to put something in front of it, Rachel, and
I know.
And nothing ever just comes.
We're
to mind.
working
I'm
on
waiting for
that.
time.
We're working on
A
that.
beautiful Rachel in this morning. It's Tuesday.
Ahoy.
Welcome and ahoy. And we wouldn't be anything without super producer Peter, SPP, in the house.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you, my lad.
He almost needs background music to because if we didn't have him, we wouldn't be here.
Everybody should have their own theme song.
Yeah, there you go. You can work on that.
Walkout?
Yeah.
We have our own
Yes.
walkout.
We do walkout music.
Well, then we just get right into the second break. 'Cause
Exactly. We're
Take
just
a long
playing.
time.
We're playing
All right,
12
hope you
minutes
enjoyed
worth
the
of
show.
walkout music.
you see us all entering in from outside, the outside cam that's now focused on something way not correct, right?
Yeah.
We could do that. We could put it at this in the hallway. We could just walk down the hallway, have
Doing a
multiple
little
cameras
jig.
with music.
We could do an
We're in.
intro that plays right before we go live.
And then if we did an outro where we all walked out, that'd be the whole damn show. We wouldn't even have to talk about anything.
Oomba.
We could just walk in and out with the music playing.
That would be the very quick ending of the morning breath.
It
wouldn't
would.
Who's going to tune in to see our music?
I don't know. We'd put commercials on. People turn in for that, right?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. So, the Southeast Iowa Video Network is sponsored by Hy-Vee and KCTC.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank
Casey.
you,
It
Casey.
was a late night last night.
Did you watch the
Tell you
basketball?
why.
All right.
Yeah, we'll tell you why in a bit. And the Morning Breath crew, the four of us this morning, are sponsored by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Willie.
you.
Thanks, Willie, and
Willie.
all the Hy-Vees and Hy-Vee Fast and Freshes. So I knew there was a game on, but I also knew that there was this documentary. Matt, you're not the only one that watches documentary. Learn to love Afghaning again. I got watching that, and I couldn't tear myself away. It was a 4-hour documentary about the joys of Afghaning.
Is that
and
what
it
it's
brought
called?
back memories.
Is
And
it
I
called
was-
Afghaning?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, to knit an Afghan.
I know,
I'm not
I know.
making fun of anybody in Afghans.
I know. I just didn't know it was called Afghaning. I didn't know that was the verb that we used.
That's
when
what
we're
this
creating-
documentary was called,
Yeah.
and it was awesome. And I was hooked, and I was afraid
like
if I
literally
started watching
hooked with the
It, yes, yes.
What even made you want to watch this show? I just had that's
Okay,
an
I remember
unusual
I
path.
have great memories of my grandma
Okay.
giving us Afghans, and she'd try and show me how to do it, and I'd try and do it, and she was always very nice, and I'm sure tore apart everything I did and fixed it. And then when I came back, it looked really
Oh,
good.
so you actually did
I could Afghan for a bit.
interesting.
So I missed the game. So can anybody tell me? There was a basketball game, right?
There was.
National championship.
There was. So I did watch the first half. That was it.
The first half.
The first half.
Who
was-
won the first half?
Houston was up by 3 at halftime.
Okay.
It's 31-28. And then I went to bed, and then before I actually fell asleep, I checked the score, and Houston was up by 12
Well, that should do it.
with about 15 minutes left. And
Unless
then,
you're Duke.
yeah, exactly. Well, and then I went to sleep and woke up this morning and found out who won. But
And well, I read my phone this morning.
yeah, Florida won by 2.
It was close.
It was close. I did not see. I'm sure it was a good game. Did you watch the whole game?
I watched the whole game.
And it went under too. I think the point total was over 140.
I know.
National championships are usually low scoring games because you got to remember that's the seventh game of basketball they've played in 3 weeks.
Right.
So they're tired. They're tired.
They are tired.
I know Vegas had it as pretty much a pick 'em. They had Florida favored by 1.
Pretty much was a pick 'em.
So don't think that Vegas doesn't know what they're doing.
They do. So exciting ending to that, Peter. Can you expand on the ending?
I can.
You cannot. Okay.
No, I said I can.
All right. I thought maybe you got into the learn to love Afghaning again too.
Right, right. So it was very similar to the Duke game, I would say, but it was just on Houston this time as opposed to being Houston, where Houston always had the lead and Florida would just never go away. And then by the end, it was Houston making the simple mistakes. And then the last possession, Florida played really good defense. And so what he did was he went up for the shot, but the defender came over top of him and was going to block it. So what he did was he dribbled it on the ground.
Oh no.
But if you dribble it and pick it back up, you're technically traveling.
Traveled.
So what he did is he's not allowed to touch it. So now you had this weird situation where the ball's bouncing and the guy who had the ball is like boxing out the defense and just staring at the ball. And then Houston ran out of time, wasn't able to put up a shot. Florida wins the national championship.
Well, that's what happens when you run the spread offense. There's nobody there to pick up the ball, so you don't double dribble or travel, right?
Yep.
So
That's what happens.
Jeff, hey Houston, so you were ahead by double digits in the second half and ended up losing in the NCAA tournament. How's that feel? Signed Arkansas versus Texas Tech. So Jeff's still a little bitter
Well, yeah.
about earlier games. It's understandable, but
Let it go, Jeff.
let it go.
I feel like, though, that was our take on the Iowa women's. They made it all the way, and then they lost. And it was like, and then the other team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the numbers are in on the championship game for
Oh, really?
women. Yeah,
For the women?
8.9 million viewers. Last year, 18.9.
Ooh, that was a big
Wow.
number.
Year before that, 9.9. So last 2 years outdrew this year's. So anybody that says Caitlin Clark doesn't draw a crowd is wrong.
She does.
18.9 million last year versus 8.9.
That's-
And 8.9 is still a big number. I mean,
a
that's
good-
still a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
Peter, I sent you an email.
Okay.
Say that again?
I sent Peter an email.
Oh, all right.
It's a photo. We'll get to it.
Okay. So anyway, good game then.
It was a great game. All the Final Four games were really good.
They were.
Was it as physical as the semifinals?
Near the end, it started getting a little chippy. There's a lot of fouls in the second half.
I got to be honest. I actually didn't watch a documentary on loving Afghani again, so I did watch part of the game, a lot of it, and I've said it before. The game is so physical now. I mean, think back. I know it's 30 years ago, and you don't remember that in that per se. But if you've watched film of 30 years ago, it was physical, but nothing like this. Nothing. It still resembled basketball.
Well, the other thing is, isn't Houston like? I mean, they're full of 24 and 25-year-old men.
Oh, they are.
I mean, I don't know if that's entirely true, but I know they got some older players, some COVID players, and I mean, one of those guys had won a national championship with Baylor or something, right? Mm-hmm. And so anyway, with all these COVID things, which I think we're out of that cycle now. I don't think
Be
there's any
done
more
with
COVID
that.
years.
Let's put that to bed.
Yeah, I think that's done. But so there's a lot of, and plus these guys, some of them are making more money in college than they would if they went to the pros, so they're sticking around.
I just saw that apparently there's not enough NIL money, and there was a lawsuit out in California between the major conferences and the NCAA or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but so they can get more money. Colleges want more money. That looks like that's going to happen. So,
That was
hooray!
a bad thing to have happen from the get-go.
Yeah, it was. And so I just heard this on a different show the other day. And I hadn't thought about it. So this NIL money, I mean, that's coming from me and you, right? Fans, not me, but coming from fans contributing NIL money. Well, that's great. And the idea is that you're going to pay these players and you get the better players to come to your school and all that's fantastic. All these guys have agents. So the agents are taking a cut. So your NIL money that's paying these kids, a cut of it's going to agents. So not only you buying tickets, paying for parking, doing your other donations, and then your NIL money, half of it goes to, or some of it, not half, but some of it goes to pay agents.
I've had an epiphany. The Morning Breath Sports Agency.
There you go. We could do that.
We represent all.
That's smart.
What do you think?
I like it.
Can we do that after the show?
Sure, we can get our brains together and figure out how we're going to make that happen.
Let's do
We could
so.
talk about it in our blimp.
Yes.
Have a conversation.
Let's,
And your
the
what?
Blimp, the blimp.
Oh, and the blimp. What happened to the limo?
It's still in the garage.
Still there.
Okay.
We'll take the limo to the blimp airport.
Yeah. I mean, we just can't park the limo out there because the Durango's always there.
Oh, okay.
For those of you who don't remember, there's a Durango that the owner of that lives above us somewhere, and this person is a relentless warmer-upper of his Durango. Every morning,
They like the remote start.
he likes to honk it at least twice
Exactly.
so that it'll start remotely.
No,
And
you have to hit
then
the
it runs.
lock button twice to make the remote.
I don't mind. Mine's got just a
Thing
button you
start.
hit twice.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have to lock it.
Everybody's a little different. Every
Yeah.
car's a little different, I think. But some people like their remotes and just like to press it a lot to make sure it's locked as they're walking away.
It
They
gives
like
me
hearing their own.
comfort.
To hear it honking.
Yeah.
You know, once was not enough. You weren't sure if that
Well,
was yours.
Or I'll be in my apartment, in my building, and I'll
Uh-huh.
be like, oh, did I lock it? So I go to a window and hit lock a few times until I can hear it through the glass.
So you're
Maybe they can't hear the honk.
So maybe
There you
you're
go.
one of the people that we're making fun of.
There you go.
I could be.
There you go.
All right. So
I just got a text
yeah, go ahead.
from
John the Voice.
from Bailey, my daughter.
Oh,
She goes, "Let Rachel talk about her show. So cool."
oh,
Oh.
all right. Rachel, the floor is yours. You have a little show called
Pride of Pork, and it's on Acres TV.
HSH what?
Pride
Acres.
of Acres. Sorry, Acres, like a field acre.
Okay.
Acres TV.
Acres TV.
Yeah. So it's about everything hog buildings, pork production, just to help people understand pork. So Acres TV, it's a streaming service like Hulu or
Okay.
it's free. It's completely free. You just have to set up
You
your
have an app.
Yep. There's an app for it. I'm not the only show on there. So it's all farming shows that you can log
I believe
into.
you're the only show on
Yeah.
that. On that program.
Thanks, Jim.
So what do you do in your show?
So I talk about pork production, kind of
Do you
just
have
show.
your own studio somewhere, or you go somewhere? To do this?
I film it and edit it myself, and then I make a pork recipe at the end of my show.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
How many shows do you do?
So it's very new. I just
Oh, okay.
posted my first one last week, so I'll have another one up this week, hopefully.
So you're kind of a freelance. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you call that. You're just a show contributor or something
Yeah.
to Acres TV.
Yes.
Do I get that? Do I get Acres TV on YouTube?
Nope.
No, you have to do the app. So, but you can get it on your TV. So yeah, TV, cell phone, laptop, tablet, wherever you watch. or
All the
stream.
things.
Yeah.
You can get it.
Acres TV. So, what pork recipe did you divulge in your last show?
Which one? I did pork lettuce wraps, teriyaki pork lettuce wraps.
Keep
so
the
yeah.
bread out of it because bread is
I
evil.
did. That one was wrapped in lettuce. So sorry, I did not put bread in it.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
Bread is evil.
No, it's
of bad
not.
stuff.
No. Got to support the wheat farmers too. So yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Bailey.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
She says, "Let Rachel talk about it." So there you go.
Aw. So yeah.
Anything else you'd like to talk about? Because
I don't
we're done
think
talking about
so.
basketball.
So
we
what
need
what
you
recipe
now.
would you come up with if you had to come up with a pork recipe? What's your pork recipe? Your
Yeah, well-
go-to pork recipe?
Well, there's a lot of things. I really like sausage, and I like to make my own sausage. So I would mix that, and I would make a sausage burrito with some eggs and your mom's salsa. Certainly be part of it.
You know what? I've made that.
You asked.
Yeah, Martha needs to send us more salsa.
Oh my god.
Well, that's a whole thing.
Oh
Yes,
my god.
that's okay. I'll put it in my cooking video. No, but if you make
Here
those,
it comes.
No, listen.
Matt, you're going to get
She's already on
bypassed
there saying,
again.
good to know, Rachel. Congrats. So she's already on it.
Just give her your address
give her your
now.
address.
because Mom's going to send it to you.
No, but you can do that with a whole bunch of eggs and bacon and cheese, and I've made them and froze them, and they work so well. My kids pop them out and throw them in the microwave.
Yeah. I'm not the best at it because I always get too much stuff in it. And so it's hard for the burrito to hold together.
Well,
So
but
I
if
need
you're-
some instruction.
yeah, if you're doing it ahead of time to put them in baggies and freeze them, then you'd be a little bit more conservative.
But I'm not. I'm a guy, and I like to slop it in there and roll it up, and I like it to boil out the ends. and the
Okay, maybe I'll
sides.
do a video on that. and
Yeah, help me.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to give Tim a shout out. Tim, this is how you make your breakfast burritos.
Yeah. Well, and my mom's salsa.
Oh yeah, and Martha's salsa. You sound
Look at Matt's
so
face.
bummed.
SPP, look at Matt's
No,
face.
it's not.
He's
It's
just
not
sad.
bummed. It's bitter.
Why?
It's true. It's all bitter.
Mom, can you please send him some salsa too?
No, please don't. I still have some left, Martha, but I take another roll.
Jim, like Green Acres. No, it's not like
I did
Green
wanna know.
Acres.
Should I bring the jars back to Matt so he can send them back to you, Martha?
Jesus.
She's got mason jars.
Denise has a fun suggestion. We can have Southeast Iowa live in Rachel's kitchen and make salsa pork recipes. Oh,
could.
there we go.
We
we
could.
go.
We could do it.
We have the capability. It is 7:30 though, so we're going to take a break and we'll be back to. I don't know. We can talk about Afghans or recipes. We'll see.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, morning brothers! Welcome back.
Ahoy.
It's been an interesting show thus far.
Afghaning. Who knew?
Who knew?
That's such a weird. Is that even the term now that.
Nobody's corrected me yet.
I'm questioning you.
Go ahead, write it down. I think it is the joy of Afghaning.
I don't know if that is the technical term. I just can't.
Isn't
Prove
it just
me wrong.
knitting? I mean, is it
Or crocheting.
Crocheting.
Well, you can call it that if you want. But you're making something. I was watching the show about making Afghans. They weren't doing a sweater or anything like that.
So when you do it, do you call it sweatering?
Could be.
I don't think so.
You do not.
I never did that. Grandma always made Afghans, so
She never taught you the art of sweatering.
no.
Let's talk about Martha
booties.
wanting her jars back.
Talk away.
All right.
Like,
Expand on that, please.
would you like us to DoorDash you some jars? Like, I'm kind of surprised by she wanted her jars back.
They're What do you do with them? Like, what am I going to do with them?
Well, I don't know, but
anything.
she lives states away from us.
Well, not that in Missouri, northern Missouri. It's not
Okay.
that far.
We can just take a drive on our way to Arkansas.
There you go, in the limo.
You were wanting to go in the limo pretty bad.
I
weren't you?
do. I really do.
Where do you want to go, Rachel?
I don't know.
You want to sit in the way back?
Arkansas.
We could go to Burlington, look at the river. We could go to Mount Pleasant, take it for a drive around the little Old Thrashers grounds.
We could.
It's always so weird to me to see places like that without events.
It's a big old space. They got a big old campground and all that
I
stuff
know.
down there. But
That
that
people only camp there once a year during Old Thresh.
well, yeah, mostly. I think the campground might be open, but so they do the Holiday of Lights thing, and it's all through the campgrounds, but people show up for Old Threshers, so it's always 5 days ending with Labor Day. So whenever Labor Day falls, it's the 5 days before that.
Typically on a Monday.
It's always on a Monday. But so it's either late August or it's early September. It can go into like the second week of September. It depends on how the calendar falls, right? But people will start showing up like mid-July to start camping for Old Threshers.
Well, you got to get a good spot.
Well, they do,
They have reserves.
and they have a ton of volunteers too. So
Yeah.
some people
They have
volunteer.
reserve spots, so I can bring my limo in and camp.
I mean, you have to buy your spot, but yeah.
I don't know if they have requirements on what you're actually sleeping in when you're
I
there.
don't know. You could just throw some curtains up in the limo.
Oh, they're tinted. All the windows are tinted. You can't see in it.
You'd probably still want curtains if you were sleeping in it.
I've slept in the long car before.
Do you have like Texas Longhorn horns on the front of
I
it?
do not. It's a little.
You need to do that. That
I
would
don't
be
think
awesome.
I do.
I don't think I do.
I think I do.
But yeah, I love Old Thrashers. I don't know. I go there every year.
A friend of mine took the limo over the weekend. His son and daughter were going to prom.
It's prom season.
That, yeah. Oh, I'm taking prom pictures Saturday for Washington. So
Washington's prom is this weekend.
Oh, so is the film festival.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, so is the Masters, and that's about all I care about.
So my mom says because you use them year after year, she says Matt can bring them on his next visit, and let me tell you what, not doing it.
Matt probably needs 2 jars of salsa to make the jars all come back. Or we can just DoorDash you some from Walmart.
Well, I don't know anything about all that.
Well,
I've saved your jars, Martha.
they're not all that close to a Walmart, so I'm not
Okay,
sure.
then we'll have Amazon send her
So
some.
there you go.
All right, Matt, you had. I'm going to pivot because
Guess we've exhausted
I
that. 'Cause
can't do anything
Beat
about
that
the
one
jars.
back.
You're not taking them, so I don't know what I'm going to do, Martha. But I'll get them back to you somehow. You had a subject that you wanted to stump us on.
For some reason, it popped in my head. Stacy will. Stacy will bring them. She
Thanks,
says.
Stacy.
My mom says Stacy will bring them. It popped into my head. There has to be a first person that does everything, right? So first person to decide, you know what? I'm going to put a tarp on my back and jump out of an airplane.
Yeah. Whew,
Who
church
does-
bells there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know who would have done
but
that.
somebody for the first time says, you know what I think's a good idea? Jumping out of an airplane. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other guy who says, you know what? I'm going to take this stretchy rope tied around my ankles and jump off a bridge.
Okay, yeah, that's a little odd. How about doing that off of a hot air balloon?
Right.
Or a blimp.
Or a
Or a
blimp.
blimp.
We could offer bungee jumping from the morning breath blimp.
Yeah. So anyway, I started thinking about this. It's just like everything had to be done for the first time. Now, some of them, you think like flying in an airplane, the Wright brothers. Well, they only got about 4 foot off the ground. It's not like they were whatever. So
Still had to be exhilarating.
it had to be exhilarating. It was exciting. It was a great invention. It's led to what it is now. But it'd be like, I'd do that. I wouldn't be the first person to bungee jump, right?
That's where you get your little brother here.
Yeah, exactly. Here, you do it. Or it's, the old saying, here, hold my beer. Well, I'm going to go do this. But, you know, even like riding a bike, simple things, you know, you're on two wheels. And one of those great big wheeled bikes that they used to have.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody had to go, oh, yeah, I'm going to ride that thing around.
Yeah, let's create that. See if
I
we
wonder
can
what made
go
them do
somewhere.
the big wheeled bikes like that.
I don't know.
It was cool. It was a sign. It was a status symbol, I believe.
But same with jumping out of an airplane, like hang glide. Somebody says, I'm going to jump off this mountain and ride a kite down the hill.
Those
$100 says it was a man.
Well, most likely.
no doubt. I have no doubt. How about
Two
those
buddies.
paragliders? Those guys that those wingsuits.
The wingsuits. Yeah.
Jump
Yeah.
off this mountain and see if I can fly.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yep. Yeah, some probably didn't before, and then there had to be a second guy go. Yeah, it didn't work
Well,
out so good for the first guy, but I'm going to try it anyway.
I know what he did
I
wrong.
know what he did wrong. Or first person to ride a bull, like just jump on a bull and say, "I'm going to see if I can ride this thing."
Yep. You know what came to my mind, Matt?
What's that?
The first person that says, I think I want to remove my leg hair by putting this wax in the sticky paper
Exactly.
and yank it out all in one fell swoop.
That's a good one.
Who would think of that?
Who would? I don't know.
Somebody had to do it first.
Or Rachel, as a female in this group, because I don't know that any of us are waxing anything.
No.
You've waxed your legs, I assume?
I have, yes, and it's painful. How about people that wax their nose?
Nope.
I've done it. I do it.
I've done it, but like, who would have thought? Hey, let's put some wax on a Q-tip and shove it up our nose or in our ears and yank all the hair out.
That all came to birth because of the people that wax their legs. So it just morphed
That
into
is
that.
true. Yes.
You're waxing your eyebrows now, your nose hairs, your ear hairs. You're just waxing everything.
Now man. Now I need a mirror, like just to like, yeah.
You can't see your legs. You're probably
No,
fine.
but like, yeah.
Waxing your legs. Never would have dreamed it. They're perfectly good straight edge over there.
How about racing? What made people get into like NASCAR or dirt track racing? You know, they go very fast in a circle, very small type places. Have you ever been to like Knoxville and seen them up close? Like those cars are close, but they're going super fast. Peter wants to say something.
Well, I was saying, you know, where they invented NASCAR, wasn't it the story of like they were drug smugglers?
Bootleggers.
Bootleggers that were trying to see which cars would outrun the police.
Right.
What?
Yeah. That's how NASCAR got started, stock car racing. Mm-hmm. They weren't going in circles, but they were trying to outrun the cops. Souping
Oh
up
my
their cars.
goodness.
And then they had these fast cars, and they're like, well, we can outrun the cops. Let's see if we can outrun each other. And
I'm better.
yeah.
I live in the hills of Tennessee.
Yeah, which reminds me of the Dukes of Hazzard, and which also then somebody had to take their car for the first time and jump it over a river, like the Dukes of Hazzard. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Evil Knievel did a lot of stuff. Who the hell
Somebody had to jump a canyon.
Who the hell would do that? Let's sit inside this little rocket and on this ramp.
Who invented the drive-through?
I don't know, but
It was a good thing.
yeah,
Really,
It was,
Thank you
but
for that.
you know, think about how much our food has changed over the past 100 years.
true. Somebody had to go to the eye doctor the first time, and the doctor says, I got these things called contact lenses I'm going to shove into your eye.
Okay, yeah, now you're.
Somebody had to do it for the first time.
I wish that we would get these questions the night before so we could mentally prepare because my brain is just not functioning.
That's
but now
what
that
makes
you
the show
say
fun,
that, now that you
spontaneity.
say these things, it's
Spontaneity.
like, oh, yeah.
7:43. We've got to take our last break so we can get set for the day.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yep. Here we
And
go.
we're back.
And we go.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Welcome back in Ahoy, Morning Breathers. It's been a fun show here. Rachel, you always bring the light when you come, so thanks for being here on Tuesdays. Shall we get set for the day, Peter?
We shall.
Okay.
Let's get set for the day. It is Tuesday. It is the 8th day of April. The time is 7:46 a.m. Temperature right now in Fairfield, 28. Mount Pleasant, 28. And Washington, 27. Sun today.
Peter, I was certain you were going to say yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Sun today.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Without as much wind, which is good. We can get rid of that wind. High of 52 and a low of 39. Today's headlines from SoutheastIowaUnion.com. Visiting professor gives a talk on the First Lady of the Farm.
I'm bummed I missed that.
Is that you?
No.
No.
But dang it.
Nope.
That would have been
It is in
interesting.
Fairfield. And they had the name, and I can't remember what it is now. But First Lady of the Farm.
Is this in the paper I'm going to read this morning?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
You're teasing me.
Jesse Bell named a new Henry County Sheriff Chief Deputy, and the Washington School District gets an exciting audit.
Well,
I
As
suppose
opposed to
Can't
an
wait to read
exciting
that
audit?
one.
exciting audit, exactly. Exciting audit usually is probably not good. So an unexciting audit is probably a good thing. Sports today, Mount Pleasant boys and girls golf teams are both in Burlington. The Mount Pleasant and Washington track teams are in Williamsburg. Fairfield boys track heads to Davis County and girls are at home. And the Fairfield girls soccer team hosts Minneapolis. And the Washington boys soccer team goes up the road a little bit to Hillcrest.
hey, speaking of soccer, you guys had a broadcast last night. A quick overview.
Washington got beat by Oskaloosa, their first loss of the year. They were 2-0 going into this game. It was a good game, 5-3. So 8 goals scored. So
Good game on the pitch.
Lots of
on the
action
pitch.
on the
Lots
pitch.
of action on the pitch. So it's good. It's a good game. Came out on the wrong side of it, but it was
Competitive.
It was competitive. They were down 4-1 and came back and made it 4-3, and then just kind of ran out of time.
Should be an extra quarter. They have halves, though, don't they?
They do.
All right.
So
carry
we
on.
also found out if that there's a tie, it's just over. They're not doing penalty kicks or over to extra time or anything.
Is
Really?
that normal in soccer?
Yeah. Unless you're in the
just enter a
tournament.
tie.
If you do a tournament, then you do overtime, extra kicks. But in a regular season game, you can tie.
It's just if you tie, you tie. It's just all there is
If
to
your
it.
whole season were ties.
That would not be fun.
I think that happened once, but don't quote me on that.
Be darn. That'd be
Or close to it.
uneventful.
You have 0 losses, 0
No wins.
wins.
What was the one Notre Dame coach? It was before Newt Rockne. This was back in like the 30s or something, and a reporter came up to him and he's like, "What do you think of the tie? You know, you didn't lose." And as he's walking off the field, he turns to him and he goes, "A tie is like kissing your sister."
There you go. There's where that came from.
I haven't heard anyone say it, but sure, that is where that came from.
I have heard that. I was going to say it about your whole season is a tie.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
like kissing your sister.
On this day in history, on this day 1 year ago today,
History.
1 year ago, total solar eclipse occurred across
the
parts of
heart.
Mexico. That was 1 year ago.
I remember it.
Of the
Canada.
heart.
It was North America's second total solar eclipse in 7 years. Random joke, random quote, or random fact, Rachel?
Fact.
Random fact. In Churchill, Canada, it is common for people to leave their cars unlocked so that other people will have a safe place to go if they encounter a polar bear.
What?
Yeah. You just leave your car unlocked. So
Makes sense to me.
if a polar bear comes up, you can jump in anybody's car.
What town was that in?
It says Churchill, Canada. I wonder if that's like saying, Wellman, United States. I mean, they don't break it down any more than that, but Churchill, Canada.
What if the polar bears figure out how to open the doors?
Well, then you get out and lock them in the car.
Hopefully that.
Could you imagine the mess that would be?
I can't. It would be bad.
I can't let this go, guys. In the category of who gives a crap, the day at Uranus just got a little longer. They observed the Hubble telescope observed that it takes 17 hours, 14 minutes, and 52 seconds to complete a full rotation. That's 28 seconds longer than they thought.
Wow.
That's
Put it in
big.
your pipe and smoke it.
Is that
big.
28 seconds more of daylight? We'll take it.
It's on Uranus, though, and we're not there.
What would
There's
make
no
people
daylight on Uranus.
test that? I don't know.
Oh, and a clarification. Yesterday I was talking about it was National Beaver Day. It was actual National Beer Day. I misread that.
It was Beaver Day. I think that's true. I think it was.
It was, but I was trying to get off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Today's takeaway, Peter.
Today's takeaway is that, Matt, what's your takeaway?
Oh, do you have that picture?
Yes, I do.
This is my takeaway.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Can't wait to see.
And
Rachel, are you
boom.
thinking of a takeaway?
Nobody tell him. Nobody tell
I
him.
don't see anything here yet.
Nobody tell him. Nobody tell him.
We'll,
we tell him?
We're patient.
Boom.
Here we go. Oh, Lord. Yep. What the heck's going on there?
That is-
what the heck's going
You
on
look
there?
like you're dressed as an Indian.
That is
Damn.
courtesy of Paula.
Thank you, Paula.
Oh, Paula.
And she sent it with the caption, Tim with hair. Now, you had to go back to when you're like 10 or whatever in that picture. But,
I had hair when I was 10.
but there you go.
What a handsome.
I was
Young
in
man.
I was in a part of the Boy Scouts. There was an Indian dance troupe that I was part of. We performed like at different schools and stuff.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
It was a big deal.
So Paula sent that. So my takeaway is that there is confirmed that Tim at one point did have a full head of hair.
Had hair.
And your
Matt
hair's
showed me the
re-
photo, and I thought it
Had a
was,
lot of hair.
thought it
Yeah,
was
it's
Jim
thick.
Morrison.
Yeah, Peter's first thing is that looks like Jim Morrison.
Yeah, I got a lot of that when I was growing up.
Really?
Come on, baby, light my fire.
So, anyway,
All right,
that's-
nice takeaway, Matt.
that's
Thank you.
courtesy of Paula.
I do actually have hair. Did actually have hair. Rachel, do you have a takeaway?
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of negativity about Florida winning basketball.
There is negativity
I don't know. I just felt that vibe.
when you came in here, or just when you woke up?
No, here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Maybe
didn't really
maybe it's
care.
because Jeff was sad.
Yeah, Jeff he's still holding on to round 2.
Oh, and I have a second one. I have
All
a
right.
second one. Better return your jars to mom.
believe me, the one is clean. I still have that much left in my other one. I'm savoring it.
Of course, do you need Stacy to buy you more chips to finish it off?
Maybe
or-
everyone out there, maybe everyone out there needs to be reminded. Oh yeah, I've got some jars from my mom because she makes salsa or sends me home with goodies, and we can just remind everyone to return your salsa jars.
Yeah, it's a public service
Yeah.
from Morning Breath. Return your jars
That's
to your
what we
mother.
do. We're not just about smiling here.
Or your neighbors.
Practical.
Some neighbors are really nice and give out salsa.
I think another takeaway we have to take away from today is we have to learn about Afghaning.
Yeah, the love of
Afghaning.
Learn to love Afghaning again.
I learned that Afghaning's a verb. I didn't even know.
It is. It is. My takeaway is I did not know Acres TV existed, but I will now bookmark that and try and catch Rachel whenever she's on. So
Thank you.
please keep us in the loop.
I will do
If you
that.
have a show, and we'll watch it. Okay, I think that's all we have. We're going on way over as usual, but that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Talk, we have fun, smile, and laugh. And,
Wake up, laugh,
yeah, wake up.
and go do something.
Have a happy Tuesday, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow and see what else we can think of to talk about. But, until then, have a great Tuesday. Ahoy.